that rhythm.
We're talking about the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to, and probably the wedding. Welcome to another episode of Who's Your Nerds podcast. You got Kris and Chris. Kind of I don't think we really communicated that we were going to do a podcast today.
No,
It's my
we
bad.
didn't.
We knew Mikey wouldn't, and because
Tim
Mikey's
usually
got his
works on
thing.
Mondays.
Yeah, Tim usually works, but he's not working today because he's gaming. Because I can see him in the same. He's
Oh.
playing the same game as me, so I see him online. But
Is he in a different world or realm or timeline? Or is it the same game?
technically, yeah.
Same game, different world.
Hold on, my game volume's really loud, so I gotta drop it real quick. 1 second.
What?
Okay. Sorry. Hold on.
You're fine.
There we go. I should have thought about that before I started the podcast, but whatever.
Whatever.
So you want to start with the big one,
Which one?
Flash, and actually a good DC movie for a change?
Holy crap, it's so good. Yeah, let's talk about it. With spoilers, if we'll put this out, we'll delay it today, and then if they haven't seen it by now, I'll feel sorry for them.
Well, I don't think a lot of people are going to see it for multiple reasons, honestly. Because
it's DC?
No, yes, because it's DC one, but Ezra Miller, he had all that controversy come out with being like allegedly he's like grooming kids and stuff.
Really though.
There's evidence of it, but I don't know if he's just being weird in public or I don't care. I'm a big supporter of innocent until proven guilty.
Everybody in
Hold
the
on, I got a
government
phone
is
call from Kimberly. Give me 1 moment.
Holy shit, dude.
I know. Hello?
Anyway, to prevent dead air, Chris is just going to randomly talk here. So, I went to see The Flash, and I'm very excited about the new Jennifer Lawrence movie coming out because I saw the previews to that, and it looks really good. And it comes out next weekend. So, it is going to be called The Hunger Games. No, it's not The Hunger Games. No Hard Feelings. Where she gets a job where this family hires her to date her 19-year-old son.
I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. And it looks really funny and inappropriate. So I'm going to go see it this weekend because I don't have any plans at all.
You never have any plans.
I'm going to go see it Saturday. Like at 3:30 or 4 o'clock. I'm kidding. But I am going to go see it this weekend, though. But no hard feelings. I can't. It's actually it's one of my anticipated movies this year. I think it's going to be hilarious. Did you see the previews yet?
No, I only had 3 previews, and it was none of those.
You didn't
It
see
wasn't that.
No Hard Feelings? You didn't get previews for No Hard Feelings?
No.
Really?
I don't even remember what I got previews for because they were so like forgettable of movies.
I got No Hard Feelings and Oppenheimer. And
oh yeah, I got Oppenheimer. That movie looks great.
That's a daily investment though, ain't it? Oppenheimer.
What do you mean a daily investment?
Like it's a long ass movie.
Probably because it's
a 3-hour movie. I got that. Oh, and what else did I get?
I got Mission Impossible.
Oh, I got Mission Impossible. And the new Haunted Mansion because we needed another one.
Yep, those are the 3 I got.
After the Eddie Murphy one, after the Muppets one on Disney Plus, which the Muppets one's really funny. I enjoyed the Muppets one actually. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But we need another Haunted Mansion. but apparently we do. But anyway, so The Flash.
Yeah, The Flash. That was a great movie.
Dude, it is so good. That's one of the best ones I've seen in a long time. Like where I rank it like up there as far as superhero movies.
Oh yeah. It's probably one of the best DC movies, and it's definitely one of the best comic book movies in a while.
Oh, that's the other preview. Sorry, Blue Beetle or whatever it was.
Yeah, I forgot about Blue Beetle. I was like,
that looks really good, actually.
They previewed, but I couldn't remember what it was.
It's got the kid from Cobra Kai in it. But yeah, back to Flash. Holy crap! Even when they started it, like they had to start it over because he wasn't ready, so they started,
Yeah. Give me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to deal with something Kimberly got. This was what Kimberly called me about. Long story short, I had someone that was going to give door prizes to the music boosters are putting on a car show, and somebody was going to give door prizes, and I totally forgot to ever go pick them up. And so they're trying to get them from Kimberly, and I'm like, oh crap! Now and I don't have time to go get them. I actually can go get them tomorrow after work, I think.
There you go.
And then I can have somebody meet me somewhere.
Something like that.
Sorry, but I'm sorry. I'm distracted. I didn't expect to get distracted. So the movie just starts off with a bang. Really, it kind of starts off kind of where Justice League ended, in my opinion.
With how?
Kind of in the sense that it's right after Justice League. Like they're still trying to figure out the Justice League because you got Bruce calling for help, which, in my opinion, Batman would have never called for help.
Oh.
Batman would have figured it out, but it's also a different type of Batman. But that whole scene with the Flash saving the kids and being hungry.
That was good.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of
baby shower.
I didn't think of that.
God, you didn't hear that?
No.
Yeah, he called it a baby shower.
Why didn't I pick up on that?
Because they're like that area is falling. He's like, yeah, it's full of babies, and they said, yeah, I see a baby, and then he says shower. That's funny stuff.
Oh, but it was really good because it reminded me a lot of the Quicksilver scenes from what's it called? The X-Men movies. Remember the guy that ran really fast and he'd do stuff and
yes,
slow motion? Oh, those were always really good.
Okay, it only made $55 million this weekend. Like seriously, it's really good. I liked it better than the third Guardians.
Yeah,
it's good. So I'm trying to figure out why the money's not there. Ant-Man did $57 million in 2015. I mean, it's got time.
I think it did bad because one, it's a DC movie. I don't want to say it didn't open up against anything, but it's a DC movie, and DC movies flop. Even if they're good, DC movies flop for some reason. And it's just bad. It's just what DC does for some reason.
And you think it's the Ezra Miller? It does say Ezra Miller. After making headlines following multiple accusations of criminal activity, Miller entered treatment in August of 22. He identifies as non-binary, released a statement at the time. Having recently gone through a time of intense crisis, I now understand that I am suffering complex mental health issues and have begun ongoing treatment. I want to apologize to everyone that I have alarmed and upset with my past behavior. That should be it. Oh, he was arrested in Hawaii for disorderly conduct after allegedly throwing a chair at a woman. The actor was also accused by two parents of grooming their daughter since she was 12 years old, but nothing's come out about that.
Yeah. See, the one he got arrested for, yes,
Yes, but as
if he
far
needs to
as
serve his time and, everything. But the whole grooming one, not that I don't want to believe them, but it is still innocent until proven guilty.
right,
And I'll be a believer of that until the day I die. Except if there's a video in front of me about it, and then it's like, well, it's kind of hard to defend that.
I think people are boycotting it for the whole Ezra Miller thing. I think that's just, come on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good movie. Just go to the movie and enjoy yourself. That's another preview. I'm sorry. I just thought of another preview we saw.
We need to sit down and actually talk about the movie more than. So it starts off with him saving a bunch of babies, and then it's his dad's in an arrangement or a plea. What was it, an arrangement?
No, he's in jail, and
yeah, he's in jail, but it's a
he's
hearing
getting ready
to see if he can get
he's getting ready to go to trial
for killing his mom. Which, if you know, he didn't kill his mom because the Reverse Flash killed his mom, and in Flash comic book. So
yeah, they never said who killed his mom.
Because I don't know if they wanted to release the Reverse Flash yet or not. So basically, the Reverse Flash is a guy from the super future, like 2400s, 24 something like that, super in the future. And he's a super fan of the Flash, but he travels back in time and finds out he's actually a bad guy. So he's like, I'm going to embarrass I don't know. You got to think this is an old character, so it's weird.
Right.
Reasonings, but he basically finds out that he's going to be a bad guy, so decides to become a bad guy instead of not become a bad guy, and decides to try to harm the Flash. But he finds out that if he kills the Flash, he never gets his abilities. So he decides to make the Flash's life as horrible as possible. So he kills his mom.
Oh, you think that's what it is? I don't know, unless it was not really a hearing, more like an appeal.
Yeah, it was like an appeal, like new evidence came to light.
New evidence, yeah, an appeal. Which I like the way they did there with the switching of where the can placement was.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
And then when he goes back, he figures out he can run back and change time. Batman, of course, tells him not to.
But that Batman is Ben Affleck.
That Batman is Ben Affleck. So he goes back in time and changes history first by just saving or
preventing his mom from being murdered.
Yes, just eventually he just prevented her from being murdered. He eventually found out he can move the evidence and basically fixed it then. But he goes back in time and changes history, and touching stuff happens with his family that he loses his power and gives his past self powers. Which I love that guy's laugh. I love that fake laugh he did.
Where everything's funny.
Yeah. He was just a pothead, basically.
Basically, yeah, without saying that he was, but just kind of a moron. He was just kind of
Yeah,
going through life, going through the motion. He was not
never
serious
had to
about
mature
anything.
early because his parents.
Right. I think he noticed that. He was just a free for all. He didn't appreciate nothing. It was just, I'm going through life. I'm going through the motions.
Yeah. And basically then Zod arrives. Let's just say that Zod arrives, coming after Superman Kal-El, who never arrived. We found out because he got intercepted early. So it's his cousin Supergirl. That is there.
You know what this stands for? Supergirl. Hope. Yeah, but everything is inevitable, and that's what the movie was showing. That even
Yes.
you can't
Even though
change
Marty
the
McFly
past.
is not
Dude, the whole thing. Okay, so I'm wondering, was Kevin Bacon up for Top Gun?
I don't think he took it. I think Tom Cruise took it.
Well,
If I
yeah,
remember
Tom
right.
Cruise is in Top Gun, but what I'm wondering is, was Kevin Bacon up for it?
I don't know.
Because in this universe, Kevin Bacon was in Top Gun.
Would it have been better with Kevin Bacon
No,
as Maverick?
no, no, no. I don't think so. I talked about the gay fighter pilot.
Well, that's the whole theory, actually, that it is it
Yeah,
was like a
because of
movie
the
about gay
whole.
guys.
It was just because it was just so. There was a lot of testosterone in that room.
Yeah.
That didn't come across that way back in '86
Well,
when
now
you
with
were
our future
when you're
lenses,
allowed
it
to be a
does.
when you were allowed to be a man and have, you know, when you were allowed to be competitive about everything
Yeah.
and not have safe spaces. Everything was on the table. Nothing. I mean, everything was on the table for you to make fun of, to get everything. It didn't matter. Nothing. Nothing mattered. So it looks like that now because we can't look at them the way they were created. But yeah, and there was another one too, but I can't remember who the third one was, other than Marty McFly being what's his name? Was,
Oh,
I'm looking it up. Hang on. What's his name? He was originally cast. They in fact shot it. Eric Stoltz.
oh yeah, yeah.
Eric Stoltz did shoot some scenes as Marty McFly, and it wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
So Eric Stoltz was Marty McFly. There was another one in there, and then Kevin Bacon was in Top Gun, not Tom Cruise. And I'm going to Google, was Kevin Bacon up for Top Gun? Up for Top Gun. I mean, he might have turned it down.
So basically, while you're looking that up, I'm gonna say that the past Flash picks up the powers pretty quick because he has a Flash teaching him how to run. But basically, Flash is trying to get the Justice League back together, and he finds out that time isn't linear. You don't make one change and then blah blah blah. The spaghetti. It's more of like you make one change and like everything changes. It's not just one thing changes. The whole like Batman's older. Kal-El never landed on Earth. It said Supergirl did. Stuff like that. So Diana never left Themyscira because there's no Wonder Woman.
Right.
Batman is old. There's no
Batman's old.
Superman.
Batman's Michael Keaton.
Well, yeah, he's older though. Batman had retired at that point.
Well, and he's a different Batman. You got to forget it's not just that he's older; he's a completely different Batman.
Yeah. Which I loved. It gave me flashbacks to the old movies.
And there was no Cyborg either.
No, because he was still in college before he was cyborged.
Right.
Which I was okay with, But
here we go. There's a whole Nerdist has an article about this. How the Flash used real Hollywood what ifs to create alternative timelines.
was that a real?
He knew when he learned Eric Stoltz drove Doc Brown's DeLorean to fame rather than Michael J. Fox, which we know that was. Let's see here. Kevin Bacon in a reshuffling of the '80s men. Hold on. Let's see here. It's not the one I want to look for. Were they going through the what? Why did the Flash choose Eric Stoltz to play Back to the Future Marty McFly? Because he was originally in it. Was Michael J. Fox? Oh, famous cast. Sometimes stealing by those footless. There's no evidence Michael J. Fox was ever up for a possibility of playing Red that Kevin Bacon made famous. However, there's still Michael J. Fox and Flash getting not going to Footloose. Okay, here it is. While there's no evidence Michael J. Fox was ever reportedly in Footloose, the Flash's other 80s leading man switcheroo was a possibility. Producers did consider Kevin Bacon for the role of Pete Maverick Mitchell.
Really?
A bevy of other actors either turned it down or got passed over too. Cruise, the top choice, initially didn't want the part.
Huh. The more you know.
In the Flash's timeline where Bacon is Maverick, do you think him and Cruise ever swapped roles in A Few Good Men? So there you go. So yeah, he was considered for Pete Mitchell. Kevin Bacon was. I love when they throw in those little bitty, those little Easter egg things.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Easter egg things actually.
There's a lot of Easter eggs that you kind of needed to know a little bit about, like real Hollywood stuff to get
the history of the characters.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, there is some controversy. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Okay.
But let's talk. So Zod comes to Earth and they never find Kal-El, so he declares war on Earth and they start fighting.
Right.
So that's why they're trying to put together the Justice League. They save Supergirl from Russia. Because she landed in Russia and the Russians took her somehow. But I'm guessing it was before she got her powers.
No, she had her powers, but I think they figured out that she needed sunlight. That's why they kept her where they kept her.
Oh, true. Okay. So they save her, and she's not raised Earthling, so she was actually sent as a teenager, young adult to Earth. So she, never got attached to Earth.
Right. She didn't understand the concept that not everybody on Earth is evil.
Yes. Kind of like how she had to learn that, there's good people and there's bad people, just like there's good Kryptonians and bad Kryptonians.
Right.
So she flies off, but then the Flash is like, I need my powers, and what would be more powerful than two Flashes? Come on now.
2 Flashes.
That's really powerful. So he's trying to get his powers, so she comes back and helps him get his powers.
Yeah, because Zod just annihilates a bunch of people.
Yes. Because but there was more people on Zod's ship than I remember. I thought it was only like 5 or 6 of them in the original Man of Steel movie.
I don't know. I didn't like Man of Steel because they never said Neil before Zod, and I don't know how you leave that out of any.
I wish they would have at least given us that in this movie, because I think that might have redeemed it too. Even.
I mean, I love Michael Shannon as Zod. I think he's a great pick.
I wish he would have had more lines in this one, because I don't feel like I feel like they just kind of AI'd it for lack of better words.
So good. Did you ever watch Boardwalk Empire?
Yeah.
Dude, he's so good in that show. He's so good. Michael Shannon, he's good in everything he's in, really. Michael Shannon is. But I wish they would have said Neil before Zod. I think that just would have been, chef's kiss, just to add to it,
Yeah, I think a lot of people would have loved it. It would have kind of redeemed stuff.
Yeah, but that's when they learned, because he keeps killing Supergirl over and over again, every timeline. That's when they figure out that
some things are inevitable. Like, you can't stop.
Everything's it's inevitable no matter the timeline. And I was wondering who
Flash keeps trying and trying and trying. The new Flash, the young Flash.
Yeah, I was wondering who Evil Flash was, and the Evil Flash was Young Flash.
I thought it was Zoom. So Zoom is a Flash villain, and that's who I thought he was. So maybe they were making him out to be Zoom, but
I don't know. That was I like the way they tied that in, so now we know who that guy was and why he was doing what he was doing.
And I like how he redeemed himself by saving Flash by killing himself.
Yes. They had to get rid of him somehow. Flash. I was wondering how they were going to do that. I was wondering how they were going to.
So because he started destroying the multiverse, like universes were colliding, and this is when we get some of our Easter eggs. So you see like the original Batman, or not the original Batman, the original Superman, Supergirl,
right. Which was George Reeves.
Yes, you see the original Flash, and they actually interviewed him. He did not give them permission He's like,
Really?
I was not asked to be in the movie. That was all AI, and I did not give them permission to use my likeness. So
Really?
he's like, there might be a legal battle because of that.
Are you kidding?
No, there was an interview with him, and he's like, yeah, I didn't know anything about this. And especially nowadays, you can't use people's likeness without their
Yeah,
permission.
but if he's tied into that one way or the other,
Mhm.
there may not be a choice.
Yeah, and then what's his face? We got Nick Cage finally as Superman.
That was awesome.
I was like, who is that? Like I was looking at him
I
because
knew who it
I was
was.
like,
The second I saw the hair, I'm like, oh my god, it's Nicolas Cage.
so for those of you who don't know, Nick Cage was actually up to be Superman at one point.
Oh yeah, he was fitted for the suit.
Yeah, why did
And
that fall through?
um it ouch. I don't know. I dropped my phone on my stove. How about that? I'll look it up because I want to know. I think Kevin Smith was in on it too.
Yeah, it was like Kevin Smith was going to be the director. There was some reason it fell through, and I can't remember.
It was a let's see here. Hang on.
I'm waiting.
It was from the 90s. Yeah, it was the iteration of Superman he was meant to have played in Tim Burton's Superman Lives, based on a story from Kevin Smith. It never saw the light of day. It was abandoned in '98, shortly before filming began, after Warner Brothers had spent $30 million prepping the project.
Jeez.
So there you go. They just dumped it. Peters would eventually repurpose. Oh, here we go. Let's see here. You can find stuff on the internet. The details of the hellish production were covered extensively in the 2015 documentary, The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened, directed by the late John Schnepp. But the long and short of it boils down to creative differences between Burton, the studio, and John Peters, who was notoriously insistent on having Cage's Superman fight a giant spider in the movie's finale. Peters would eventually repurpose this concept when he produced Wild Wild West. There you go. But in the movie, in the Flash, he fought a giant spider.
Yes, he did. And I'm guessing maybe that was kind of the rough design they were going for to begin with.
There you go. That's awesome. But yeah, I loved all the cameos of all the Superman. They even had uh, uh, Adam West in there as Batman. Um, then they had Christopher Reeve and Helen Slater was Batman and Superman and Supergirl, which was really awesome. It was really cool to see Christopher Reeve again.
Yes.
And I was excited that they showed Helen Slater. I think that's an underrated movie, the Supergirl movies. That's from like '85, I think.
I didn't even know they.
Oh yeah, Helen Slater. She was a hot item at one point back in the mid '80s. Um, the girl that played Supergirl, the blonde there. So, um, yeah, the multi. I'm surprised they didn't show like Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? I'm surprised they
Yeah,
didn't go that way.
I wish they would have had a few more like different like Justice League cameos, like other than Superman. Like
Right.
I liked seeing Superman and the different ones, but I wish they would have gotten us Henry Cavill in there or
Well,
something.
we did not get Brendan Routh's Superman though.
No, we didn't. Or and I was really I for some reason I was really hoping we would get the Flash TV show cameo somehow.
Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't in there.
That just surprised me they didn't do that. I mean, I'm not
But
mad,
in
but
the TV show, ain't like the Flash's dad a Flash, and then there's another Flash, like the kid is a Flash. I was so confused by that show.
yeah,
But there's no
but
dad Flash in this movie.
no, there isn't. And I forgot who his dad was until we saw him in the show in the movie. I can't think of the actor's name. What's this actor's name?
I don't know,
He's
actor
not a
dad.
He's not a big. He's a bigger actor. He was in Band of Brothers.
He was.
Yeah, I think so. Give me one moment.
I'm looking it up.
But basically, the movie ends with him. So his dad went to the store to get some tomato sauce for some pasta, and so it was on the bottom shelf, and the camera didn't show him look up. So what the flash did was move all the cans from the bottom shelf to the top shelf, so he looked up, and then so the time didn't change. He moved them all back afterwards. So
well, he moved them. He moved them up.
Yeah, but then he put him back, so it didn't change the time.
Yes,
He
it did
said that
change.
to Batman. Yeah. He said that to Bruce Wayne afterwards. So afterwards, his dad gets released from prison because they proved his story that he was out buying stuff when his mom got stabbed.
Right.
And then the last cameo is Flash is talking to Bruce Wayne, and guess who's Batman?
Dude, I was trying to guess because I knew it wasn't going to be Ben Affleck.
I knew it wasn't either. I was hoping Christian Bale.
I said Bale. I'm like,
I
or
did
is it
too.
Pattinson? So I said to myself, I'm like, it's Bale. It's Pattinson. I completely forgot. I think that's why they did it. I really do.
He wasn't a bad Superman or Batman. I liked him as Batman.
Horrible Batman. That is the worst Batman.
That is. I'm gonna tell you.
That's worse than the Adam West Batman movie when he says sometimes you just can't get rid of a bomb.
When I saw that as a kid, I really liked it. As a kid, I loved that Batman.
Oh, it's a horrible movie.
Don't get me wrong; it's a horrible movie, but you got
the nipples
time
alone.
to freeze, and
It was
whatever
awful.
other cringy things Arnold said.
The nipples.
What is the actor's name? We didn't even say his name. I can't think of his name.
George Clooney.
Yeah, George Clooney. For the life of me, I could not think of George Clooney.
I was like, as soon as he stepped out, I was like, oh my God, I forgot about him. I was dying.
I was the only one excited. All the cameos, I was the only one excited in each of them. Like, I saw Nick Cage, and I was clapping. I was like, oh, yeah.
6 of us in the theater today. So
there was probably like 10 of us. So
there's 2
behind us. I went like prime time on a Saturday.
See, we went to 4:30 today. So there were 2 people in front of us, 2 people way up top, and then I went with my brother. So my brother went today. So there was 6 of us in the theater.
I was about to ask you who you went with.
Yeah.
So I get back tomorrow, Wednesday. Random, but on Wednesday I go back to Kokomo. I'm going to go visit the city, the office, since I haven't seen them in a year.
Yeah.
Like officially, like I moved here a year ago, like 2 days ago.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. But no, go see the Flash. Go spend your money.
Go see the Flash. It is fun.
Yes, it's going to be on my underrated board for a while.
I'll watch it again. I can't wait for it to show up on HBO.
I can't either.
Because that's a good movie.
I've come as a DC nerd. I've come to terms with the death of this DC universe. I've come to the terms that they're resetting it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. And what I like about it too, and I noticed this with Shazam, is they're not complicated.
No, I don't need to watch 5 other movies and 30 episodes of TV just to.
No, it's enjoyable. It's a fun movie you can follow along, and that's what they did with. They did that with the Suicide Squad, really.
Yeah, there's hints and there's like, hey, this part, but it's not really.
It does help to know who George Reeves is and Christopher Reeve and Adam West.
You need to know like the last Cage 5 connection. Avengers stories,
right? But it only helps if you know that, and like it helps if you know that Eric Stoltz was Marty McFly originally. But you can Google that. Why did they say this? But
yeah.
For the most part, I was freaking out. I was like, George Reeves. Like, I had about having a heart attack. Because that's when I was... See, Superman came out in 1978. The original, the Christopher Reeve one. So, I'm 6 years old. So, anything prior to that, my Superman, which was on WGN, Channel 9, that my grandma only had cable. Grandma Branch was the only one that had cable. I would go to her house and for some reason, the same time they dropped me off. I don't know why she would watch me in the afternoon. And Superman was on it was Channel 9 back then. WGN was Channel 9.
Yeah.
And George Reeves was my Superman. Since I was a little boy, George Reeves was my first Superman. So, was just awesome. Go see it. Go see it. Go see it. I'd go. If somebody said, "Hey, do you want to go see The Flash?" I'd go see it again.
Yeah, I would too.
It's that good. So, and
we've been
I know
excited for that movie since they announced it.
Yeah, since they the previews. I mean, the previews look good. So, but I remember the other preview I saw today is the sequel to The Meg with Jason Statham.
Oh, I forgot about that movie. The first one wasn't half bad either.
That looks so much fun. That's a Saturday afternoon, buy your popcorn and just sit back and enjoy a movie kind of movie.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of stoked about seeing The Meg. So I might go see that at the movie.
I never saw the first one, but I wanted
to. Dude,
you
got to see it. It's so much fun.
I just never. It's one of those movies I just never got around to seeing. Isn't it on HBO now?
It's so good. I'll tell you here in a second. You've got to see The Meg. And Donnie Grazia is the father in The Flash.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's in a lot of stuff that I've seen. I just can't remember.
It's on Hulu.
Okay. I got nothing to do this. I got almost nothing to do this week. Tomorrow's my last day. Then I'm taking the rest of the week off before the wedding. So
I might watch it again just because that's on. Yeah, Meg 2, The Trench. That's the one. It comes out August 4th. Heck yeah. So I got some time. Looking forward to it. I actually can't wait. But the Meg came out. Yeah, that one looks really good. So, but I had a good time at the movies today. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Movies are back. I think we can finally say that finally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's good movies. There's a lot to choose from now. You know, you're not just seems like for a while there we got a lot of crap. we didn't get a lot of selection. But I'm looking. Like I said, you got that Jennifer Lawrence movie coming out. Indiana Jones is coming out.
I hate to say it, but I'm just not that interested in the new Indiana Jones. I don't know why.
Watch the other ones first.
I love the other ones. I've seen them all. I think I'm just tired. I'm done with Indiana Jones.
I can never be done with Indiana Jones.
Okay,
oh my god, you watch 8 billion Marvel
Skull.
movies and you're done with Indiana Jones. There's only the 4th one. Or the 5th one.
I never said I'm also tired of Marvel movies. I never saw Black Panther. I waited till Ant-Man to be out in theaters. I only saw what's it called, Guardians, because it's Guardians.
Well, okay,
I haven't
but you
watched
still saw
any
Guardians.
of the new shows. It's Guardians, though.
Well, this is Indiana Jones. I'm excited. I hope it explodes and it's really good. And I hope you wait for it to come out on a streaming service and you'll go, oh man, I wish you would have seen that in the theaters.
I mean, I'm probably still going to go see it in theaters because I think Kimberly wants to go see it, but I'll still see it.
It looks good. They don't give away too much, which is what they did with the other ones, and I'm glad for that. I don't want everything. That's why I want to see that Jennifer Lawrence movie. I just hope not every funny scene is in the previews.
Yeah. And that seems to be an issue with most comedies anymore.
Yes, every comedy. It was like that with the Ghostbusters. It was like that. The Ghostbusters trailer, the original Ghostbusters trailer from '84.
Did you ever see the new Ghostbusters?
I did.
Did I go see that with you, or?
I don't remember. I think so. Did we?
I don't know.
I don't either. It's really good though. I just watched it
That was
not
one of
too
those
long ago.
movies that was delayed because of COVID, right?
Yes, we might have. I know I went to the movie to see it.
I did too. So
It was just on
I'm gonna
TV
say
last week.
that,
I watched it last week.
and it was a good movie. I'm gonna go with I saw it with you because I can't remember who I saw it with, but I know I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too. Yeah, that would have been a movie we would have seen. So,
Yes.
but and then I didn't get to watch a Notbuster because Saturday I went to the concert and then I didn't go to sleep at all. I finally got up at 5 a.m. because I couldn't go to sleep yesterday,
Hmm.
and I finally got to sleep. I finally went back, laid back down. I got up at 5:30 and came out to the living room, and I finally went back in there and laid down at 8, and I was there for 2 hours, and then I slept off and on all day yesterday. So I didn't get a Nutbuster in.
It's okay.
And I can't tell you why because I didn't have caffeine. Because before the concert, I went and ate at Jaggers because there's a Jaggers in Noblesville there on 146th Street,
Yeah.
which 146th and Allisonville is fixing to be a nightmare because they're fixing to build a flyover slash roundabout there. And they're already marking stuff off. So that intersection is going to be crazy. But so I went to Jaggers and I had a chocolate milkshake. I had a burgers, fries, and a chocolate milkshake. So Jaggers is really good. I highly recommend them if you get to them. And then I
We're
drove
not
over.
sponsored by them, by the way, but if they want to sponsor us,
If they want to sponsor us, get us free food, we'd be more than happy to
have a
have.
hey, I'll go there and shoot a
We'll, we'll
podcast.
we'll record a live podcast there. Well, I don't care. That's be more than worth it. That'd be awesome. They got Wi-Fi. We could do it.
Uh-huh.
So we could go, sit in a corner booth and eat, you know, uh, chicken fried steak sandwiches. That's the one with the chicken fried chicken patty, but it's got gravy on it, milk gravy on it instead of. That's so good. Holy crap!
If you ever come to Richmond to visit, there's a place here that I need to take you to.
Okay.
Sorry, you just made me think about it. It's like a tavern.
Oh, that's good tavern food. So good.
It's like a British tavern too, but it's
Oh,
got
those are
American
the
food.
best. And then, so I went to see Hank Williams Jr. That was a bucket list item for me to see Hank Williams Jr. And I've got a record collection from the 80s to prove I've been listening to Hank Williams Jr. that long. So this concert was like 30 something years in the making. And
Jeez.
Old Crow Medicine Show opened for them, which those guys are really, really good. I was surprised. Nobody's ever really heard of them. I never really heard of them that much until that Wagon Wheel song came out. You
Mm-hmm.
know, Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish. He sang Wagon Wheel. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. They performed it. That was their song. He covered that song. The original was done by Old Crow Medicine Show. So, God, they were so good though, dude. I'm not kidding. Like they were up there for about maybe an hour, maybe a little more than an hour.
Who opened?
Old Crow Medicine Show.
Okay, sorry.
Some other guy.
You
There was
probably
some other
said
guy
that, but it
there,
kind of.
but there was some other guy there, but I didn't sit down for that because I didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
It was some no-name guy. But so I went and I just went and sat down for Old Crow Medicine Show because they were the main opener. And then Hank played for an hour and 20 minutes. And it's spectacular. That guy's underrated as a musician because he's a really, really good guitar player. 74 years old. He's a really good guitar player. He can play the piano. He can play the fiddle. So that says a lot. And he wasn't drunk, which I don't think he does that anymore. But I know like 35 years ago, if you wanted to see Hank Williams Jr., it was a crapshoot as to whether you get a sober Hank or a drunk Hank. So the concert could be either really good or horrible. So, but it was really good. But I underestimated the crowd, meaning I haven't been to a country concert in a long time. One, And two, it was a very redneck outlaw country concert that I went to.
Oh, nice. I was watching. I was looking at Facebook, and there was a ton of people that I know went. Like you weren't the only one.
Like I was going to get a lawn seat, right? That was my original goal, was to buy a lawn seat. And I thought, maybe I should just get a pavilion seat. I'm going by myself, right? And they had good prices on pavilion seats on the TickPix app. And so I got it in the pavilion, and I got it in the middle section. So I was straight ahead. It was in the back of the pavilion, but I was straight onto the stage. And
That's
it was
not
going to
bad.
be $39 for a lawn seat, which is still not bad, right? So
No.
lawn seats were 39. This was 63 for a pavilion seat. So
That's not bad.
I paid 63 for the pavilion seat, and I'm really glad that I paid 63 for the pavilion seat, because that lawn, like that place was packed out. Like I think it was sold out. I think it was a sold out concert. I'm not kidding.
From the pictures that I saw, that I think you posted and a couple other people that I know posted, it looked sold out.
It was packed. I'm so glad I had the loud drunk girl behind me that was going woo all the whole concert, up until she couldn't no more.
Woo!
And then she spilled beer on me, which I should have seen that one coming.
Did she apologize at least?
No, she was a drunken bitch. She didn't apologize for nothing. She just spilled beer everywhere. So you have these two idiots in front of me were smoking. You're not supposed to smoke in the pavilion, and it's
smoking or smoking.
yeah, just smoke. Yeah, just smoking. So like anything they put on the list of don'ts in the pavilion before the concert starts, to this crowd, it's just merely a suggestion. It's not any rule that is enforced whatsoever.
Well, I think a lot of the time security picks their battles.
Oh, I think so too. But I don't want to be around. I'm like, dude, it's like, and I didn't think about it. It's like freaking everybody smoked. I was sitting outside waiting to go into the pavilion, on the sides there at Deer Creek, where the concessions are and stuff. You've ever been to Deer Creek? You've been to Deer Creek, haven't you?
Well, Deer Creek, Verizon, whatever they want to call
Whatever
it.
it is, Ruoff, Homemore, yeah. So like on the sides, both sides of the pavilion, before you get to the pavilion, that's where all the food and drink and everything is, right?
Yeah, the stuff that you mortgage your house.
Right. Yeah, it was $13 for a cheeseburger. So there you go.
Was it
I'm
a
glad
Wagyu cheeseburger?
Yeah, right. I'm glad I paid 15 at Jaggers, but I got a milkshake out of it. That's not even the drink. That's just burger and fries, I think. The drink, I paid $5 for a water, so it cost me $2 more, and I got a free water at Jaggers. So there you go.
I remember the first concert I went to. It was Styx, Foreigner, and Kansas.
Wow.
Great lineup, right?
Yeah.
And I saw how much like a bottle of water was, and I was like, "Nah, fuck that."
They don't even do
only in, like,
bottles
high school.
anymore. It's can.
Really? I don't mind that.
I don't either. It's called Liquid Death.
Yeah,
It's
Liquid
pretty.
Death is good.
Yeah, that's the water. I love it because it looks like you're drinking some beer or some kind of alcohol, and it's just water, but it's called Liquid Death. What a great marketing scheme.
I've tried it once or twice, and it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. That's every time I've gone to, usually when I go to a concert, I usually get water because it's so hot out.
Mm-hmm.
So I've ended up with Liquid Death. But the last country concert I went to was 2015, and that was Tim McGraw. Before that was Brad Paisley, but I had really good seats in the pavilion in Tampa for Brad Paisley. So I wasn't, and Tim McGraw wasn't sold out, and he doesn't draw that uber redneck crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, dude, some of the people. I mean,
I didn't know there was that many rednecks in Indiana.
Any stereotype you can think of for a redneck Hank Williams Jr. fan was on full display at this concert. I was surprised I was surprised at the young people that were there, though.
There's always young people. Like you forget that there's fans of all ages.
Right. Which I'm glad. I mean, Hank's an icon. Like, he really is. And he's like one of the few that are left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got him and Willie, and that's about it. Because Johnny Cash is dead, Waylon's dead, Merle Haggard's dead. I mean, all those legends are gone. George Jones is dead. So he's about one of the only ones left. And I bet you a lot of them thought he'd probably be the first to go. So, but yeah, it was in full effect. And I'm like, God. And I was thinking, are people getting worse? And then, of course, you have the almost fight outside after you leave the pavilion area and you're going through because everybody's drunk. If I was a cop, I would have sat out there. I don't know how many DUIs people you probably could have got. Because like everywhere around me, everybody was drunk, except the
Don't
people
doubt
next
it.
to me. The kids
Did you
next
meet
to
some
me.
nice people?
Huh?
Did you talk to anybody around you?
No, there was a young couple next to me. They were just drinking water, but no, because I had some. I mean, the guy next to me was a little rowdy, him and his girlfriend, but they were nice. But I didn't talk to them because I showed up, 3 minutes before Old Crow Medicine Show got on. So I did that on purpose. But great show. I loved it. I had a really good time. I wouldn't say it's in my top 5, maybe not top 10 concerts, but it was a great concert. If I wouldn't have taken anybody. Like, I got a thing on Facebook and it said from someone, and they were like, "I hope you enjoyed the concert." And I said, "It was a great concert if you like Hank Williams Jr." I wouldn't have taken. If you don't like Hank Williams Jr., I wouldn't have taken you to that show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I was like going to take a girl on a date to a concert, that is not the concert I would take her on a date to, unless she knew who Hank Williams Jr. was. Just because, like I said, it was kind of a rough crowd. It was a big crowd. It was a fighting crowd, and I underestimated that. I should have thought about that. I didn't think about it till I got the beer spilled on me, and I'm like, Chris, you can't get mad. You should have expected this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't have been a surprise that I got beer. That's not a surprise that I got beer spilled on me.
Was it like badly spilt?
No, it got on my leg a little. It wasn't horrible.
Oh.
They didn't pour it on me, but I still got beer spilled on me. And I don't know how many. I can't tell you the last time I got beer spilled on me anywhere. So I got beer spilled on me at a Reds game once when I was a teenager. I got mouthy with that lady. I was probably 15, 16 years old. Lady spilled beer on my. I bought a baseball hat, brand new baseball hat. She spills beer on top of my head. I was pissed off. That lady got up and left. But I think I'm done with concerts for a while until
I wouldn't
hang
blame
on.
you on that.
I think I'm gonna go see Ace Frehley's playing at the Hang Zapperson. He was in Kiss, Ace Frehley.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to that one. That's a free show. And then I think in August, Sum 41, Offspring, and Simple Plan, I think are playing. Yeah, that's the end of August. Because the next week is September 2nd. That's Disturbed and Breaking Benjamin. So I'm not going to concerts for another couple months. And I probably won't get beer spilled on me at those shows. So. So there we go.
All right. How much time have we been going?
There's the Hank Jr. review.
We're pushing about that time. So let's just call it here unless you have something else to talk about, Chris.
I don't think I do.
Take that
Anything.
down.
I don't think I have anything. I think it was because I didn't do anything other than the Hank.
I've been doing, last week wedding stuff, so I've been busy.
Yeah, you're turning in your in card officially this week.
I'm getting hitched this weekend,
Getting
so
hitched, and it's
no podcast for 2 weeks. So next week and the week after, I think
yeah, we are taking a sabbatical
2
for
weeks
2 weeks
for wedding and honeymoon, and
for
then we'll
wedding
be
and
back.
honeymoon. So
Honestly,
we'll be,
we could probably have. Actually, no, because I don't get back until the 6th. So
what day
yeah,
is the
2 weeks.
6th?
That is a Thursday.
Oh yeah, that's 2. God, how long's your friggin' honeymoon, dude?
8 days.
Holy shit! When do you leave? For your honeymoon?
We leave the next day, then we leave port on the 26th, and then we get back on the 4th. And we didn't want to fly back on the 4th because plane tickets were $200 cheaper if we flew back on the 5th.
Oh, okay. And you're giving yourself a day. Are you going back to work on the 6th?
No, I'm going back to work on the 10th.
That's a good idea because you're gonna have what is it when you get hangover from airplane from
Oh,
that's gonna be a problem.
Flight lag. No.
Jet lag.
Jet lag. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have jet lag.
It's we're leaving out of Chicago because it also saved like $200 leaving out of Chicago.
Which
and
one? O'Hare or
O'Hare, yeah.
ugh.
And it's nonstop from O'Hare to Vancouver, and I think it's about a 4.5 to 5 hour flight both ways.
Jeez. I know
So,
actually. Well, I know there was a 3-hour difference when we went to Vegas, so that's a lot more than 3 hours, and I had jet lag for a few days. So
I want to look at the time in Alaska right now. So right now in Juneau, it's right now in Indiana, it's 8:44.
right.
In
45.
Juneau, Alaska, it is 4:44.
So it's 4 hours difference.
Yes.
That's not bad.
No,
so
it's not bad.
You should be able to recover by the time you go back to work on the 10th.
Should be able to, but
yeah,
you never know.
No.
I won't want to go back to work. I know that.
No, nobody does. But
nope. But anyways, we'll see y'all in 3 weeks.
Just remember, every boat has a casino. So there you go. Learn to
not
cards.
this one. It's a Disney. It's a Disney boat.
They'll steal your money any other way, but they don't have a casino.
Yeah.
That's insane. So what do you do for fun? Watch old Disney movies? I can do that at home.
So I'll talk about a little bit what we're doing. We're gonna do
I gotta be the devil's advocate.
We're gonna pan for gold. Then we're gonna do a salmon cook. No, at ports. On the boat, we're doing there's pools, there's shows, there's movies, there's other things to do.
You can get like hot dogs and pizza like at 3:00 in the morning.
I know.
Not because you're hungry, just because you can.
I know.
That's the beauty.
Here I am, like working out and losing weight, and then I'm gonna put it all back on.
Gee, I can't tell you how many times I went and got pizza or a hot dog at like 2:30, 3:00 in the morning on the cruise I went on for my honeymoon, just because it was there and I was able to, not because I was necessarily hungry. Are you doing? I'm guessing you're going. They do dining room. I know they do
There's different dining rooms. So Kimberly's favorite Disney movie is Princess and the Frog. Guess what the big themed dining room is?
I don't know.
Princess and the Frog.
I didn't know
it has Tiana.
I didn't know
Tiana's
they
there.
had themed dining rooms.
Yeah.
We had a main dining room, but there were other restaurants we could go to on the boat, but we had to pay for them.
Yeah.
But like the main dining room was like that came along with the cruise, which was great because like I know one day they had duck, and that's great because if you don't like it, you can order something else, right? In the main dining. So I tried duck. I actually liked it. It was really, really good.
Duck,
but I like
good.
that
it's
option.
You got to prepare it right.
Yeah, it was really, really good. So I had duck in the rain. Then we took like one night. We went to the steakhouse and got really, really good steak. So we paid for that dinner. But that's cool. They're doing like the chocolate bar, like the midnight bar. The midnight bar is always fun.
I don't know that I'm look. They just like yesterday posted everything that's happening on the ship.
So that's cool. And it's at 3:30. Hope I can make it there on time.
Bitch. Anyways, thank you for watching, listening. You can catch us at Pod Nerds on Twitter.
Squeeze that in on Saturday. I'm so busy.
I know. How dare you? Catch us at Pod Nerds on Twitter. Tim's gonna be there. He's gonna cut you up. Pod Nerds on Twitter. Hoosier Nerds on Facebook. You can watch and listen to us at Hoosier Nerds on Jesus Christ.
YouTube.
On YouTube. You can listen to us at your favorite podcasting sites. iTunes, I almost said Netflix. Oh my gosh.
Netflix,
iTunes,
we're on Netflix
Spotify,
now?
Amazon.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're moving up in this world. And TuneIn Radio. And if you don't know, now you know. We're your nerds. Hoosier nerds.
Rhythm.